All right, welcome back to another episode of the Perfect 10 podcast. I am one half of your host, Jacob Erdy. Alongside me, as always, Daniel Dees.
What's up? What's up? Coming in from the left side.
The Brew Studio.
The Brew Studio. No more orange couch.
Brought to you by Boot Krewe.
Boot Krewe Mafia.
The Boot Krewe Brew Studio.
Boot Krewe.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually.
We're going to workshop it.
Yeah. Work in progress. We're always looking to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good segue.
Good segue, because today we're breaking down the top 10 insecurities. Not talking about my insecurities, talking about your insecurities.
Some of mine, or some that I've
some do apply to me.
Some that I've struggled with over the years for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Some that I've accepted, is what it is.
We'll mention, like, what if you have like an inferior top 10 list, someone out there has something better? I'm sure you go through that every day.
No, not really. No,
Yeah, you did.
I feel like,
Only time I ever felt that way was with Jordan Rager. The dude
well,
had
I think the only
10.
one of us that can see themselves in the mirror that they're speaking to right now, I'm pretty sure is you.
Not at all.
Look forward, dude.
I mean, there's actually a mirror there.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Got set up there.
But yeah, and also not necessarily like at first I was pretty much stuck specifically on physical insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Then I really started digging into.
I got some physical, some mental,
some I guess emotional.
Yeah.
Just insecurities in general.
Yeah. You got any honorable mention, dishonorable mentions? I got dishonorable and honorable.
I got honorable. I got for some reason everybody thinks their voice is the worst. Since we started doing this podcast, I get it all the time. Like, oh, I've been wanting to start a podcast too, but I hate my voice. It's like, look, first off,
I hate your voice too, so don't do it.
I mean, like,
let's not saturate the market here.
but like, still, like, dude, when we first started, I couldn't stand listening to myself.
I don't give a shit one way or another.
But so dumb voice. I got big forehead. Which it was in the list till just moments ago.
Okay.
I got patchy beard. Is a real
man. That was me when I first started this bad boy.
I mean, I have like, you
just gotta let it grow.
I'm a victim of that honorable mention.
You just gotta let it
go. You just gotta own it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these insecurities,
that fills out eventually.
Most of these insecurities, you just have to own them.
Nice.
That's my only honorable mentions. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start with my dishonorable mentions. People who wear shirts at the pool.
Okay. Wait, you're saying that's a dishonorable mention?
Dishonorable mention. That's a weak insecurity right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for them, it's not. Apparently, it's a big insecurity.
Well, it's a weak one for me. I mean, you wear a shirt at the pool, just don't go to the pool.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What's the point?
That and the comb over.
Ooh.
You know exactly what you look like. Why are you hiding it?
Yeah.
You're not fooling anybody with the comb over.
Okay. Well, I mean,
just shave it off.
Okay. Yeah.
Or just go with the U. I hate the U, but
we're gonna get back to that
right.
in a way.
Honorable mention. Shout out to somebody who's been a guest on here. Am I drinking too much on the first date?
Hey, I don't even think about it, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody out there apparently does. Getting roasted something over you like.
Okay.
For instance, this applies to me growing up. I love rap music. I love heavy metal. But every now and then I enjoy like a good Michael Bolton track.
Oh, dudes listening to chick music.
And drinking chick drinks.
Yeah.
Just like I will mention, like growing up, does this make me come off as gay? Now as an adult, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
The older you get, the less you care.
I drink what tastes good. I listen to what sounds good.
Yeah. If I vibe
I
to
eat
it,
what tastes good.
Right. Am I being used?
Okay.
All right. And not being good at something you think you're really good at, aka your top 10s. That's something you probably go through daily.
Are you looking forward or are you looking at me, dude?
I'm looking at you.
Okay, I hear you, dude. Yeah, whatever, dude. No. Well,
so that's all my own honorable and dishonorable.
You're second to oh wait, no, you're going first, huh?
Yeah.
That was almost a good segue, but it'll flow back.
Yeah. All right. Number 10, all-time classic. People are everywhere at one point in their life have been insecure about their weight.
Okay. I don't even have that one in my list.
Right. I mean, I figured you would. I figured you'd have that much higher.
Not
to say I'm not calling you fat or anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
mean, but at one point or another, somebody's been insecure about their weight.
I have something that's related to that higher in my list.
Yeah.
But yeah, weight. I mean, for sure. I mean, I feel like almost every single person at some point in their life. Like I was a really fat, like 7th and 8th grader.
Mm-hmm.
Like I weighed more then than I do now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Like, or at least everybody in my like me, Michael, and Luke, we all had like real chubby stages.
Yeah, you kept that baby fat.
Yeah. But yeah, weight. I mean, for sure, that one's very common. I feel like we're bound to overlap in multiple of these.
Probably. Number 9. How noticeable are my flaws? Like, say you walk out with like a pimple, and you're like, I hope nobody sees this.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe like, oh, these crow's feet are very noticeable today.
Okay.
Forehead wrinkles.
Yes. I mean, that
stuff
could
like
could flow into like getting Botox and
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Yeah, that one's like kind of all insecurities piled into one in a way.
Could be. My number 8. Am I being talked about behind my back?
Okay.
I feel like somebody has gone through that a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that I'll go ahead and throw my number 10 out because that is somehow did segue perfectly. My number 10 is overthinking.
That's a good one.
Like,
that's pretty much all insecurities are.
It's basically anxiety.
Yeah.
You know,
hell yeah.
You just get inside your own head. You start thinking about all this wild stuff, and it's like, just chill out. Like, nobody cares.
This episode's becoming a real self-help podcast right now.
I mean,
I'm kind of digging it.
Well,
like maybe some
it's
people
going to take a turn.
Always. But yeah, some people probably hearing like, yeah, this is all in my head. And then we just straight up
we're going to start clowning on people here shortly.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
But no, overthinking, and it's like, all right, so like when I moved in here, right? Like, which I'm getting curtains now just because like I feel like when I'm in the living room, everybody out on the street can just see in here.
I have no problem with that. I mean, people see me. You don't like.
I know, but for some reason, I feel like I think it's just because, like, if I'm somewhere and I can see into somebody's apartment, I'm just curious. I'm not like,
oh hell yeah, I'm always looking.
Right. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just like, oh, what's going on in there?
Like when I drive past Yellowbird, me and my wife, we lived in that apartment right next to it, and they never have curtains. I always look in and see what they're doing.
Right. Exactly.
One day, this chick was just cooking topless.
Well,
I mean, it's not the kind of chick you want to see topless, but hey, you know me.
But for some reason, I just feel like, man, why people are bound to be looking at me in here. You know, hey, we're gonna get back to that too. But yeah, just in my number 10 spot, I just got overthinking in general.
That's a good
pretty broad brush there, but
very broad brush, but an important one.
My number 9, which I should have left big forehead and patchy beard in the list and kicked this one out, but I got bad eyebrows. For some reason, girls are like wildly obsessed with the way their eyebrows look.
Right, I get mine waxed and plucked when I get my hair cut, but after that, I just
I mean, as long as they're not too bushy. As far as like
there's 2 of them,
right? But like girls have gotten to a point, or I'm not saying all girls here, but I'm saying like the ones you see that obviously get work done on their eyebrows.
Yeah, they shave off their eyebrows completely, then draw them back on.
It looks worse.
Yeah, it does. It's very noticeable.
It's very noticeable.
We all know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I just want to.
I don't know why. Like it's gone too far.
Like I just want to lick my thumb and just ruin their day.
Getting them waxed or cleaning them up, straightening them up, fine. But like the ones that look like they got a seagull flying across.
Yeah, that's the
like
worst.
The sharp wings.
Yeah, one like how we used to draw birds back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
When you draw a sunset as a kid, you just draw like a big M.
Exactly,
big lowercase m. That's what it looks like.
Erase the middle.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so that's my 9. My number 8 spot. Just I mean, if it's another kind of a throwback to we discussed it a little bit last episode, I believe. No, yeah, it was. But I got small boobs as an insecurity.
No, that shouldn't be an insecurity.
Shouldn't be.
Be proud of your titties.
You ever heard of bad titties?
They say I have.
If you've never, shout out the last episode. If you've never seen the YouTube video called Titty City, do yourself a favor.
That was a good one.
I mean, all-time classic. We still got to do an episode on viral videos. Top 10 viral videos of all time. I like it.
Yeah. Well, next week we're going down top 50 fictional characters.
Okay, but the Monday episode, let's do viral videos.
Okay, hell yeah.
Okay.
Somehow we'll have to
and then Thursday will be top 50 fictional characters. Dude, I got to start digging.
I'm at 26.
There's just so many.
Yeah, there's at least 10 fictional characters out there. How can you rank 50?
But yeah, so ladies, look, just trust me. First off,
be proud.
Yeah, just own. I mean, dude, sometimes, this is going to sound hypocritical coming from me, but sometimes they look nicer, depending on the body style.
Okay, you almost lost me there. Then you depending on the body style.
Yeah, depending on body style.
Because if y'all don't know this man right here to my right,
I mean, first off,
everybody listening to this who knows him,
I enjoy
when you hear him say
a woman with a genuine heart. Step one.
You like what's covering the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
You like the Kevlar that's covering it.
But yeah, first off, though, ladies, if you're thinking about getting fake ones, please wait till after you have kids.
Yes.
For no more reason other than just, say you have kids with ideally the guy that you're married to.
They don't want that breast milk al dente.
Well, and it'll just, it'll give you an extra spice down the road.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was a good one.
Anyway, so that's my 1098.
All right. Coming in at my number 7. I'm sure you can relate to this, but I'm sure you don't care like myself.
Dude,
but sometimes I
think my 7 through 1 are shots at myself.
But yeah, as I was younger, especially in the college days, showing up to class or maybe showing up to like one of my part-time jobs, is my hangover obvious?
Dude, I've battled that many a time.
Do
I drops in on the way, drive to wherever you're going, chew up a bunch of gum, trying to get that alcohol stank off your breath.
Get the deodorant on so when you sweat, you don't smell like vodka.
You try real hard to cover it up.
I think the more you doctor yourself up, the more they're like, we know what you're doing, homie.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of times when it was like, I'm just looking like almost green,
Like,
just
why are you wearing why are you wearing sunglasses in church?
Dude, oh man, you just got to battle it out,
Yep. I mean, that's a good one. I mean, that was one of my all-time insecurities between the ages of 19 and 26.
Yeah.
Is my hangover obvious?
Especially when you're still underage and you're trying to like hide it.
Oh, 100%.
From like your family.
Like one of my worst hangovers came during my cousin's wedding.
The hangover during the wedding?
Because I went out drinking the night before. I was an usher in the wedding, and man, I was struggling.
Pretty much
hard.
Any wedding I was involved with, I just turned it back up and just got tuned up.
I couldn't. That was my plan. I was getting fucked up that night. I was hammer feel in the morning, but you know what? I'm just gonna power through it in the morning and get right back on the train once the reset. I was walking my grandmother down the aisle, and dude, I thought I was just gonna pass out right then and there. Like the lights were bright. It was just a mess.
Yeah.
So like, as soon as that thing was over, I just drove straight home and just passed right out. It was awful.
Yeah, it's a battle.
All right, so that was my number 7. My number 6. Pit stains when it's not even hot outside or hot in the building you're in. Okay.
Luckily, I've never really had that the pit stain problem.
Every now and then I'll get it randomly.
But I see I know plenty of people that battle it. Like, it's so obvious. I can understand completely why it would be an insecurity.
I know a former certain Wise Guys employee that tough break, homie.
Okay.
You know who it is.
All right.
Well, once we go off air, we'll share that. But but yeah, I never
male or female?
Male.
Okay. Wait, was it a girl that he was messing with, or was it him?
It was him.
Okay, because there's another.
Initials are.
Okay.
All right, but sorry, everybody. We're getting way off the rails.
Probably hear it in the mic, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. But what were we doing? Oh, pit stains. Yeah, dude. But like, I'll get them. Like, if I wear a t-shirt to work, the pit stains will show up, and like the students will point out. I'm like, I don't care. That's manhood, baby.
Dude, I gotta get a little bit taller mic stands. I'm hunched this whole time.
I'm like leaning over.
But yeah, I could definitely see where that would be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, but if you've been working all day, it's okay. It's acceptable. Yeah. Like, if it's first thing.
Normally, if I'm sweating, you see it in my chest first.
Yeah, I'm a chest first, then a pit guy. So I start feeling my chest, I'm like, all right, well, the pits are coming. So I feel
like that kind of gives you the pass that like, oh, his chest is sweating, the pits are sweating. That's fine. But if it's just the pits, it feels like kind of isolated.
Yeah, I had an old coworker who got like Botox in their armpits just to.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, one of the homies just recently went and had his armpits microwaved or something to where you don't sweat anymore.
That's weird.
I think that's what it was. Something similar to that.
Man.
But anyway,
dude.
Hey, it's an insecurity, dude.
It is. I mean, dude treated his armpit.
You do what you got to do.
Dude did his armpits like pizza rolls, I guess.
Anyway, so that was your 7-6.
Yes, sir.
So my number 7 could be a number 1 spot. It's I think 30% of all men will experience this in their life. Balding or bad hair. That's 2 totally different things. You can have hair and just have bad hair.
It's just shit hair.
And it's a huge insecurity. Before I went bald, I had bad hair. I've had every bit of this.
Yeah.
So, which I mean now, honestly, I should have just had my head shaved my entire life.
At least you don't have the U going on.
At a certain point, you just, I mean, and I'm just riding these baby blues. That's all I got to work with anyway.
That's all you got to do.
I ain't worried about the hair.
Yeah. Once you're like over that insecurity, it's really like a huge weight lifted off your shoulder.
Oh, now it's the opposite problem. Now it annoys me when my hair constantly grows back in. I keep having to shape it.
Yeah.
Like now I wish you would just completely gut all of it. So it's like
I still get to a point where I'm looking at myself in the mirror, like that hairline keeps going a little bit further and further back now these days because of the stress of my job. But
yeah, but
it's eventually going to happen where.
Well, and you'll notice, I mean, probably 80% of guys have some sort of balding. Like a lot of people end up like with your hair, like it'll just kind of run back and it just stops there eventually.
Oh, if it gets,
and there's a lot of guys with that just won't accept it.
Dude, as soon as I get the LeBron hairline, it's done.
Right.
It's all gone.
So like mine, it started getting so thin in the back, and I was like, what am I fighting? First off, this hair is not that good anyways. This thin.
Yeah. The thin hair is tragic.
So I just hacked it off, you know?
Like if I could see your scalp with a head full of hair,
yeah,
it's time to like do some things.
So that's my 7. My number 6 spot. Another one I always like thought was a problem of mine, which I mean, so I got big nose in the 6th spot. I always thought I had it and it's probably a little bigger than average. But
I'm glad you brought that up because I don't have a big nose at all. But looking back on a lot of girls I've been with, that's like one of their most common traits is big nose. I never noticed it until I was just reminiscing.
Right. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you listen to this podcast, y'all know I have this problem. I can't unsee things.
Yes, that is true.
Things that, like a girl I'll be attracted to, then I'll see one like problem that just sticks to me. And it's like, I can't overlook this thing, huh?
That's because you're shallow as well.
No, dude. I mean, I can look past a lot of things if they're a good enough person.
I don't know who you're trying to convince here. Hear yourself.
I'm just saying, dude. Big nose is like, I think it's because I've always noticed my nose, which I mean, it's not that big.
Nah.
But
I've seen some honkers.
Right. But
like walking into the studio, I saw somebody walking the street. I mean, they can smell what the rock is cooking.
from anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess it's because something I've always noticed on me is why I believe it's a lot of people. And I know a handful of girls that have had nose jobs just because they thought their nose.
Man, there's nothing worse than a girl that has a nose job and it just somehow looks worse.
Right. Well,
like I could deal with the big nose, but man, when you get the nose job done, it kind of looks like a rat nose at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you get first off, how did MJ get such a bad nose job with all that money?
I think he had something wrong with his nasal cavity.
Like it deteriorated or something?
I think so. Like his cavity deteriorated and made it go.
Because I've seen plenty of good nose jobs. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell if they didn't tell you.
I've seen some fire nose jobs.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my 6th spot.
All right. My number 5 spot is being the ugliest person in the room. Like, am I the ugliest person here?
I don't ever worry about that.
Well, as an adult, I don't anymore. As an adult, I don't care. Man, growing up, being 18, going to like house parties for the first time in college, you're like, man, I'm like, these people are beautiful. And I look like a fucking sausage McMuffin with a beard.
Well, I think for me, I mean, not saying I'm great looking at all, but there's always at least one person uglier, and I do find them too.
You gotta be like, all right. As long as I'm not the ugliest person in the room, I'm flying high. But as I said, as a adult, I'll look for that person less.
Yeah, that's kind of similar, which I didn't even put in my list. Like as a dude, quick honorable mention is like being the weakest one in the room, like.
That and like giving out a weak handshake.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean,
Dude,
that's
the weak
usually on
hand,
accident.
that's
though.
mostly on accident. But man, there's nothing worse than you see somebody like you respect. You go shake their hand and you
They
just
catch you too soon.
oh
You get your
my
fingers, and it's
god,
like you feel like you just failed entirely.
yeah.
But
Especially a first impression, like you just know this person through other people. You're like, oh man, I just want to vibe with this person. Like all of a sudden, you go for that handshake and they just cut you off. They get like the first knuckle and just shake your.
oh, dude, it's so demoralizing.
It is.
But like not being the weakest in the room. Like whenever I first started training back in the day, it got to where I was like, you'd be in a room, which I mean, you've done what, MMA or just jiu-jitsu?
I've done both.
You get to a point where you're like, if you're in a room where like just a bunch of normal people, you're like, all right, I could beat up anybody in here.
Yes, that's
It's a very confident,
it's a calming thing that goes
not
over.
that, but you like,
Especially with me in a room full of 12 and 13-year-olds all day. That's a nice feeling knowing I can beat the shit out of every single one. Knowing I can just feed them elbows just left and right.
But yeah, it's a very relaxed feeling because you're like, you're not worried about anything.
Yeah, if shit pops off, whatever. So that's my number 5, being the ugliest person.
The ugliest in the room.
Yeah. Number 4. This is an insecurity I battle frequently. Showing someone a movie or like a song or a television show that you absolutely love, you think it's fire, and worry they might think it's trash.
Oh, dude, it's especially with like recommending TV shows or something.
Like a TV show you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Dude, there's nothing worse. Like, dude, that show you recommend it's garbage.
That or nowadays the thing is recommending podcasts to somebody. Nothing makes you feel dumber when you're like, oh, dude, this podcast is hilarious, blah, blah. And they're like, they come back like, yeah, man, I tried it. I just couldn't get into it. Why do I like it and you don't? You know?
Yeah, it's like we're like you're supposed to have good taste like me, and you don't like the shit. Right. What does that say about me now?
Exactly. That or like a new band.
Or like a viral video that you just find fucking hilarious.
And they watch it and they're just like,
okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I feel like a dick.
Yeah. No, I didn't think about
that. Is the worst. Like that's been an insecurity of mine since as long as I can remember.
It is blowing my mind right now how we have not overlapped. I thought all these were obvious.
Oh, me too. That's good though. I like parody.
That was your 5-4?
That was my 5-4.
So my number 5 is it's probably a little too broad, but I feel like everybody has their own specific way that they experience it.
Mm-hmm.
I got body dysmorphia.
Okay.
So like I experience it all the time. Whereas like I feel like I'm small.
Yeah.
Like I have like much larger than average arms, but I feel like when I wear like a t-shirt, I feel like my arms are skinny.
Yeah, but right now I feel good about my arms. I'm wearing like this button down. Like I'm just feeling.
Do short sleeve button downs?
Yeah, dude.
They do squeeze.
I do. I feel fucking jacked, baby.
But
like, I feel like a sausage about to bust out the case.
Anytime I lose, like if I get down to like 175, I feel like tiny.
I couldn't imagine being 175 because I got a big head. I'd look like a fucking stick figure. I would look sick at 175.
But like, I don't know what it is. I struggle with this problem where like I feel small.
Okay.
You know, like I guess mostly just like arms wise, which is like the one thing that I shouldn't worry about. Honestly.
I get that. I mean, I think I know what you're saying because growing up, I was always a small kid. I was short and skinny. I didn't hit my growth spurt until about my freshman year of high school. And I still feel like I'm a runt sometimes, but I'm not. I'm a big guy.
Like I see like skinny, like I got plenty of friends that are skinny and I look at them, it's like, okay, they look normal size, but I feel too skinny sometimes. Like if I lose a little bit of weight, like I don't know why. Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
But I feel like a lot of people, I feel like body dysmorphia is what leads people to like anorexia and stuff. Like they think they're overweight.
It's like a psychological tick.
Right. And I don't know, like, I don't know what to do. It just is, it's just an insecurity.
100%.
My number 4 spot, which if you're now watching this pod, which if you're not watching it, go to Boot Krewe Media's YouTube page, which should be tonight trying to get the last couple episodes up. And I think I'm going to publish it to hours as well, as long as it doesn't take 2 hours on each one to upload it, which I don't think it should since it's becoming, this format. But if you've watched any of the episodes, I'm sure you've noticed if you're looking at me at all, ticking and twitching. It's a huge insecurity. I've struggled with it my entire life. It's just basically a mild form of Tourette's.
Yeah.
But like, I know a lot of people have them. Everybody has different ones.
Yes, I teach a bunch of
The,
kids,
the,
and
the
like
blinking one is very common. That's what mine mostly was when I was younger.
I like that's the most common one I've seen.
That and like jerking the head.
Okay, I don't get me head jerks. A lot of the
Right.
blinking
The
stuff.
blinking is very common. There's a lot of like verbal tics.
I never ran to the curse word Tourette's yet.
Well, that's that like when people say that that's what Tourette's is, I think that's just that person.
Yeah.
Like I'll make like, like breathing tics, and like the sniffling, but the sniffling is mostly just because I haven't had a clear nose in 20 years. That's
because you work with a lot of sawdust.
Right. I built cabinets, so I'm in dust all day. But yeah.
When you just gotta go to like a what's that doctor call that specializes in nose?
ENT.
Yeah.
Ear, nose, throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to those.
Go and let them clear you out.
But no, so twitching and tics, which I think it's mostly a guy thing. Pretty much all the people I know that have tics are guys.
Now that you mention it, that's true.
I don't know
all my students like that are male that do the blinking thing.
Yeah, but so that's like a huge insecurity. I pretty much try to mask it my entire life just because I feel like I look like an idiot when I do it.
Yeah.
And most of my friends, like when I'm out and stuff, I pretty much like keep it under wraps. But it's just one of those things that I know I'm insecure about it, but I feel like most people that I know that have it are also.
Yeah. So that's your number
5'4", yeah.
All right. My number 3, dick size.
Well,
just had to throw it out there.
Somebody had to say it.
Somebody had to say it. If you're a guy, at one point in your life, you were worried about how big your dick was.
Honestly, regardless of what size yours is, you think about it.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, like you just got to think like, I wonder if everybody else is the same.
Yeah. As long as you're not, you could even be below average. As long as you're not the bottom 25% of the bell curve, you're doing all right.
And that I mean, if you're out there listening, I'm sorry for you.
It is.
I don't know what that life is like.
But the more I got to think about,
I feel like it's got to be rough.
When I listed that, I'm like, why do we worry about dick sizes? And they hit me. We're not worried about the size of our dick.
No,
we're worried about other girls find out the size of our dick.
That's it.
That's it. We don't want. It's okay if one girl knows about it, as long as she doesn't go being a chatty Cathy about it.
Right? Yeah. Technically, that is the only thing you're worried about.
Is it getting out?
Exactly.
You let the other girls know. Otherwise,
I mean, you can live your life perfectly fine without, having to tuck it or, whatever. I don't know.
Like walking around with a tube sock in your
right,
pants, like for the illusion.
You just don't want people finding out about it.
Yeah, like, man, if a girl, you sleep with the wrong girl and she goes blabs, dude, you might as well move.
Yeah, you gotta move. You gotta move every time. You know what I'm saying? You better be like a traveling nurse or something.
You you better cut your losses.
Be able to bounce.
Cut loose ends. You gotta go.
Some sort of salesman.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, watch out where you put it because these girls talk.
You got to find you a girl that's also very insecure.
Yes,
that's
a good piece of life advice right there. Top 10 dating advice. That has to be on that. If you got a small dick, find a girl with some insecurities of her own, maybe some lopsided titties.
Ate up with anxiety.
Yeah, got the stretch marks like on the booty cheeks. So she blabs.
It's rough for you either way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But man, if you need, we're body shaming, right? I mean, but
it's insecurities, dude.
It's insecurities.
That's what it is.
But just know,
just like, hey, I'm bald. Deal with it.
If you got a small dick, deal with it. If you got the stretch marks booty, deal with it. It's a part of you.
Right. Yeah, you just own it,
Own it.
That was your number 3?
That was my number 3.
So my number 3, pretty broad statement here, but I feel like it's just not everybody's insecure about it because some people, technically the ones that we've shouted on this podcast, a lot of times that we don't really like the most, they wouldn't understand this insecurity. I got money.
I didn't even think of money insecurity.
Just because, like,
I guess just because I've never been the guy that's been like, oh, money this, money that. Like,
well, I mean, like, I've never, like, I mean, I grew up like pretty poor.
Yeah.
Not exact. I mean, like,
starting out, like, we never had
not
money.
really poor, but I mean, like, it was always like, you always were like, I had like you
were well
like
off
generic brand, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Like, you're not to the point where you rely on the government.
Right. But like, also
you're barely above that.
Also, I've never been rich. So
Man,
it's
I'd rather
like,
be rich than poor.
I'd
rather be rich than poor.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like insecurity wise, like money, especially in a relationship, it's always something that comes up in fights. Like if you blow money on this, or like, oh, we don't have enough money for that. Or
Oh,
like,
another insecurity, if a woman out earns a man in the relationship, that's a very common.
It's a money insecurity.
Me, I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, right.
Makes more money. Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
That's our money now.
Exactly. But yeah, I just feel like it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And like I find that, like I say, it's mostly like me being single, I don't care. It's my money, I do what I want with it.
Right.
But like in a relationship,
now you gotta be more mindful.
Right. And it becomes something that leads to problems and all that.
You just can't drop $90 a month on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You gotta stop that. That's a conversation you don't want.
And especially if you're dating some broad that always brings it up when you're like getting an argument, like,
yeah,
like you don't make enough money or blah, blah, like then it becomes a real issue.
Yeah. Or go on to those OnlyFans girls.
Yeah. Why are you bringing up?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I've been married even before OnlyFans came out.
Right, long before.
So it's not like I'm not speaking from personal experience. But I mean, we see each other's statements all the time. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
right? Yeah,
I buy what I buy.
Oh, but yeah, that's my 3 spot, money.
All right, my number 2 spot, admitting your insecurities.
Oh, that's it. That's your number.
That's number 2. Admitting your insecurities. That's an insecurity in of itself. Like putting this list together, I didn't list all mine because I'm kind of insecure about my insecurities.
Dude, I've been hammering away at myself over here.
So I gotta keep in the closet,
Yeah.
I got it. Can't like.
Well, I feel like I share insecurities with a lot of people. It's the only reason I made my list the way it is.
Yeah,
admitting your insecurities, I
guess it's because I talk so much shit.
You got to like keep that shell up.
Yeah,
can't let anybody in.
Yeah, can't let anybody in because we get an argument one day. They bring it up. I don't know. I don't have any good retorts for it.
Well, see, like
doing good there.
Yeah, I was letting my feet cool off, dude. But yeah, I got no problem like admitting insecurities, but like I don't let a lot of people in. I keep the shell up. Eventually, I'm just gonna be like Bruce Willis on Friends. I'm just gonna crack one day.
just cry on all the shoulders you can.
It's just gonna come like like typical like man. Like you don't cry, you don't complain. You just
gotta keep on keeping on.
Keep on like. But one day it's just gonna crack at some point. I would assume. Who knows?
Right. So yeah, admitting your own insecurities is an insecurity of itself.
Okay, I feel you on that. My number 2 spot, I feel like, is clearly one of the biggest insecurities, maybe on earth for sure, like in our culture. I got crooked teeth. Like everybody is. I mean, when you were growing up, did almost every single person have braces?
Yeah,
I never. Like whether you could afford them or not, like like everybody got braces.
Yeah, I never saw the big deal about it anyway. Crooked teeth, who really gives a shit?
You got naturally straight teeth, dude.
Well, I mean.
So you wouldn't wouldn't know.
No need to toot my own horn, but hey, toot. But I guess I just grew up watching like a lot of Monty Python, like a lot of British comedy, so I'm used to seeing crooked teeth.
Yeah, but you know immediately that those people are ugly.
Touche. Touche. I never watched a Monty Python skin. Like, man, these are some attractive people. That's a good point.
I mean, not hating if you got crooked teeth. I'm right there. I'm right there in the fam with you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it's something. Again,
it's just something I was born with. I mean,
yeah.
Really, I wish I could have been blessed with something else besides straight teeth because I could have got these bad boys fixed. Maybe my shitty eyesight. I mean, I'd rather have good eyesight than.
I've just been riding these baby blues my whole life. That's the only thing keeping me going.
Like taking out my contacts. I'm blind. I can't see shit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Luke just got glasses. Actually, I saw him like at almost 18 years old. I was like, dude, have you not been able to see this?
Well, actually, my older brother got glasses around 25.
Oh,
I guess he just I've having glasses since I was 6. Like
okay.
if you Google I've
always had good eyesight. My hearing is going as I will work longer and longer.
If you Google my prescription, hit Google Images and see what I see without these bitches in, you'd be like, how the fuck are you even alive? Like natural selection would have weeded my ass out early. I would have walked,
and it should have.
Yeah, like I would have walked into a fucking alligator den.
Okay,
it's bad.
But yeah, my 2 spot I got crooked teeth. Just I feel like everybody. I mean, I'd say probably 70% of people have crooked teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least not like what you would like them to be.
I mean, I've seen some crooked teeth out there, and then that could be worked with.
Right.
Even a lot of dimes, I've seen some crooked teeth.
Oh, absolutely.
But every now and then I see what looks like a bear trap.
Honorable mention, too much gums.
Ooh, the chiclet teeth with the gums.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know.
I'm just saying.
It's an insecurity.
It happens.
And I feel like, okay, again, how early,
Just get the,
how
what,
earlier
what
we,
is it,
we were
veneers?
saying the problem with the ticks is just dudes. I feel like the gum thing is only girls. I've never noticed a dude with too much gums.
I guess they just stay inside a lot if they do exist.
I don't know. I never thought about it before, but those two things seem gender specific, and I don't know why.
Just smiling out there, looking like Mr. Ed.
But yeah, so that's my two spots.
Like when they smile back at me, I just want to feed them a carrot. We're such bad people.
Anyway,
again, we are a very pro woman podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
We just like making fun of people.
I've trashed myself for the last 30 minutes.
Oh my God. We make fun of ourselves more than we make fun of women on here.
Wait, dude. Wait, so are you on your number one?
This is my number one.
Wait, get the buzzer ready, dude. I feel like it's well, no, you're not gonna have it. You're not gonna have it.
I got number one insecurity is like what you think other like the perception of other people. Like, what do you give out to other people? Like, everybody's insecure about that.
Oh.
Like, what am I giving off? Like, what's my vibe? Like, how do I look to other people? Like, what am I painting?
So that's basically the same as my number 10 is overthinking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're insecure about your appearance or your presence.
Yeah.
In general.
Like how people perceive you.
Yeah. Yeah, what would that be exactly? That would just be how people perceive. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, how people perceive me,
or what people think of you.
Yeah, I think that's the most common one.
Yeah,
like everybody
is worried about what people think of.
Like nobody wants to be thought of as like an asshole. Nobody wants to be thought of as like the biggest douchebag in the room.
That, or like you don't want people to think you're weak, or you don't want people to think you're like a pushover, or you don't want people to think that yeah.
Like I've never
mean or stupid. You don't want people to think you're dumb.
Genuinely met somebody who can 100% say, I don't care what other people think about me.
Yeah, because
no matter what, they've got something that they're very insecure about, and they're very worried about how people perceive them in that through that lens.
So mine's not so much like shallow things. I'm more worried about if somebody like doesn't respect me for some reason.
That's another one. Like how they like on a personal level.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I walk in a room, like, does this person just not fucking like me?
Well, I don't care if people like me.
I'm just giving you an example.
People would argue the opposite because everybody thinks that I just try to make everybody. Which I mean, I am a people pleaser. It's just my personality.
You're a politician,
Yeah, I'm just a fun guy.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not trying to like blow smoke up your ass. I never heard somebody say anything bad about you.
That's just the way I do it.
Okay. Like, you're doing something right.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. But at the same time, if somebody doesn't like me, it's like, okay.
Yeah, fuck them.
Right. But yeah, I get, yeah, that's like the most general insecurity.
Yeah.
People worry about people thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. That's why we have like filters and shit.
Right.
That's why we have the influencer culture, like all these.
Yeah. And that's more like, yeah, physical image and all, but
like when I see people on Instagram and like almost every picture they have is something heavily filtered, that just screams insecure to me.
Well, and the obvious one, like I've seen plenty of girls post a picture and they'll check back like in an hour. If it doesn't have like X amount of likes, they delete it.
Dude, yeah.
And that is the worst insecurity. It's like you're that worried about it.
Yeah, like you want validation right there.
Well, and they don't want other people to see their picture with not that many likes on
exactly.
it. And that's insane.
That's a double doozy right there. I think that's more insane.
That is a problem.
Not only, okay, I could understand your line of reason. Yeah, nobody likes this picture. I'm going to delete it. But man, thinking, oh, I don't want other people seeing that this doesn't have any likes. That is psychotic.
That's you got to work on sometimes.
Yeah, you got to like just delete social media altogether. You just don't belong on there.
So anyway, well, that'll be an honorable mention. So my number one, it applies, I mean, mostly just to guys, but also somewhat to girls. I got height.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Well, I mean, like, you're what, like 6 foot?
Yeah.
So you don't really think about it.
No,
like,
I really don't.
I'm like borderline. I'm definitely not tall. I'm on the edge of being like short.
Yes.
So you think about it. You
yes.
know?
Like I know like a
but
bunch of guys who are like good looking guys who just like take themselves out of the ball game when it comes to women because they're like 5'4".
Right.
I'm like, dude, if you could get a good 7.
But I mean, but also like you'll notice it too sometimes with girls that are really tall.
Yes. Like,
They're very insecure about it.
Yes.
But I mean, like, again, there's nothing you can do about it either way.
Why do you care so much?
You just gotta,
Why do they care so much about the height? I mean, I get it why they care, but like what in the grand scheme of things, why does it matter that much?
Right. And I mean, it's one of those things you just have to accept it, live with it, move on. Just is what it is. But it is a constant insecurity. Like even me,
like if you're that short,
I don't like dating girls that are taller than me, and I don't know why. I have dated.
I know why.
I have dated girls that are,
but
right on the line.
Let some girl walk in my height that looks like Margot Robbie. That's gonna go right out the window for you.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, also,
like when it comes to like the features,
I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying it's a thinking process.
Like I can see you turn down like a 7 because they're taller than you. Maybe definitely a 6. If a 6 is taller than you ain't getting.
I ain't trying to date one of the homies. You know.
You ain't trying to put together an intramural basketball team. But man, I don't see you turn down a 9 that's taller than you.
Nah,
I don't see it happening.
I mean, if she was like 6'2", probably not.
You ain't turning it down.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll feel it out.
I call bullshit.
But anyway, but no, height in general. And there's girls that are like mid-height that are insecure about dating a guy that's the same height as them because they don't want to wear heels and be taller than the dude.
Then don't wear heels.
Huh?
Then don't wear heels.
Hey, I've told them that many a time.
All right. Women, we got
not even girls that I was dating, like girls that are dating, like I watch them, I hear this thing going on. It's like, why, if you're tall, why are you wearing heels and complaining about being taller than everybody? I don't get it.
Why are you wearing heels in general? That makes no sense to me. Like everybody
heels in general, yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't get it. Like
it's just it's not a I guess not. It's like not a cultural thing, but it's like you think it looks classy, whatever. Nobody cares.
No, like
no dude has ever.
I've never seen a
those
dude
heels.
like I can't be with her, man. Those heels are trash, and I've never.
No dude has ever cared about the heels you got on.
No, and y'all wear them. They're uncomfortable. Y'all complain about how much they hurt you.
Look, and we're never gonna get to the end of this thing. I mean, they just.
Let's get to 10 things that confuse us about women.
Okay, we can do that for hours. You know
that's a good. We can get J-Tom back on here on that one. That'd be a fun one.
All right. Well, yeah. So yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, insecurities. Do your rundown.
All right. My number 10. Weight. Number 9. How noticeable are my flaws? 8. Being talked about. 7. Is my hangover obvious? 6. Pit stains when it's not even hot. 5. Being the ugliest person in the room. 4. Showing someone a movie or song you love and worrying that they think it's trash. 3. Peen size. 2. Admitting your insecurities. 1. Others' perception of you.
Okay, my number 10, overthinking. Number 9, bad eyebrows. Number 8, small boobs. Number 7, balding or bad hair. 6, big nose. 5, body dysmorphia. 4, twitching or tics. 3, money. 2, crooked teeth. And number 1, height.
That's a good one.
And Thursday, y'all will be getting Christmas movies.
Yes, we did holiday movies last year.
Right. Somebody earlier the other day was like, didn't y'all do that? No,
we did holiday movies
because
we wanted like trick y'all thinking we're doing Christmas movies was just holiday.
Right now we're giving Christmas movies straight to you, but the only twist is it just has to be related to Christmas in any way.
Yeah, it has to have Christmas in it.
It doesn't have to be the main plot point. It just has to be involved in the movie.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Christmas involved in the movie is an easy
because
baseline of what makes.
We're not talking about like these dumb Hallmark or Lifetime Christmas movies.
Right. That's boring.
They're boring and it's all the same shit.
And honestly, if that were the list, your favorite's your favorite.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like the list would be interesting.
I'd cancel this podcast myself before I do that list.
But yeah, so Christmas movies Thursday, and then next week y'all will be getting
viral videos.
Dude, we got to write that down before we forget because we do that all the time.
We'll
say mid episode like, oh, we got to do that, and then
we never
even put it on the list.
That's why we need an intern to copy all that shit down because we come up with some.
Which I got the couch right here waiting for an intern or another guest, you know. But yeah, so viral videos Monday and top 50 fictional characters next Thursday.
All right.
All right, peace.